Welcome back to another episode in our Adobe Illustrator tutorial series. In this one, we're still looking at our kitchen icons. We have just finished up the spatula icon, and now we are going to work on the spoon icon. So this is where we left off. We have already created the next artboard for our project. If you did not have your artboard created, you can go over here to your artboards or go under Window and select Artboards, and you can create a new artboard and name it Spoon by double-clicking on it. We also changed the size of the artboards by going to File, Document Setup, and going to Edit Artboards and going in there and editing the shape of all of our artboards. So to start off with, just like what we had before, we're going to select the rectangle tool, and we're going to create a rectangle that is 8 units wide, 10 units tall. So 8 units wide and 10 units tall. We're going to select the rectangle, and we're going to bring in all of the corners to the maximum, so that we get this kind of rectangular oval shape. Next, we're going to draw in a rectangle that is 2 units wide and 3 units tall. And we're going to drag this rectangle centered up 1 so that it looks like this. Let's combine these shapes by go ahead and selecting it, and over in your properties under Pathfinder. If you don't have this, you can go here under Window and select Pathfinder, and we're going to click on this first selection in order to combine the shapes. With the direct selection tool, click on this icon or click on this anchor point here, hold down Shift, click on the right side, and we want to drag the widget out to its maximum for both of those corners. Next, let's click on our line. We're going to change the fill to a no fill and a 20-point stroke. We're then going to draw a line from the base of the spatula or base of the spoon down, and it's going to be 11 points high. So 10, 11. We're going to create a base, a little handle. So click on the rectangle tool, and we're going to create a base that is 2 wide and 10 tall. So 3, 4, 5. We need to change this to a black fill and a 1-point stroke. We're going to, with it still selected, we're going to drag in the widget to round off the corners, and we're going to place it 1 up on the handle. And then we'll go ahead and deselect by the little handle by clicking off of it. Next, and finally, what we're going to do is right click on the line segment and click on the arc tool. So to set this one up, we are going to go to a no fill. We're going to change the stroke to white, and the stroke width to 20. When we're doing the arc tool, there's a few different options that we can select. So I'm going to zoom in on to our spatula head, and if you hold down shift, that kind of keeps it proportional. Whenever you're drawing in here, if you can use the arrow keys in order to change how the arc looks. So we want something like this right here. You can also use the F key in order to rotate the rotation. So in order to flip it is the F key. But we want something like that. You can click on the stroke panel and click on rounded caps if they're not rounded. We'll go ahead and deselect that. If you need to move it to another location, you can use the arrow keys in order to move it to wherever you want to. But we want it sort of centered right here, that mimics the roundness of the actual spoon. So I'm going to go to select, deselect. I'm going to fit on the artboard. I'm going to select the entire thing, and we will group it together. I'm then going to move this up so that it is in a similar spot to our spatula. Finally, let's go and file, save as, and we're going to save this as spoon. You can now take a screenshot of these, and we'll have one more video where we go and create our boiling water. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our next upcoming video.